But it's a Rover. Yeah, but it's a GTI. Hello. That was a weird way for me to walk into shop. Anyway, afternoon, welcome back. So today, what I've decided to do is finally swap out the two rear lights. So at the moment, I've just got the standard lights in here. To be fair to them, they do exactly what they need to do. They're fine, they've got no problem. However, what they are not is these, which is the Lexus style rear lights, which in a previous video, you saw that I freshened up the lens in. It's not perfect, but I freshened up the lenses and they've had a little bit of a clean. They're going to need another little bit of a clean as well. I think maybe hitting this stuff with, I don't think it is real chrome, it just looks like plastic, but I need to find some way to sort of clean these up a little bit better so that they're a bit prettier. My daughter just wants to say goodnight. You going for a nap? Come here, come and cuddle. Come here. Give me a kiss. You can go for your nap, yeah? Go on. See you in the morning. Or not in the morning, I'll see you later on in the afternoon. Just going for a nap. Night. Hence the reason why I've got time to be able to do this at the moment, because my partner's very kindly, and I say very kindly, she does it all the time, because Wonder Woman, isn't it? You've got to speak highly of the women in your life. I've got loads of women in my life and they're all fantastic. Yeah, so I'm going to be swapping out these lights with these particular ones. A few things that we're going to need: the toolkit, which I've carefully placed on the floor, a set of grips, because I know I'm going to, and somewhere in here I've got the replacement. I won't take them all out at the moment so they don't, well, it's not really windy, but I don't want them to blow around. The replacement gaskets for them, and as I'm sure you remember from my bits and shits video, I had to replace one of the studs. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one, it was the other one. It's actually come out really, really well. Let me get this out. Where's my stud? Here we go. Look, if I bring this close to the camera, hopefully you can see there, that's the stud that got replaced in comparison to the actual studs that are there. It's exactly the same length, exactly the same size, and hopefully this fix will make, I suppose, my life easier. It'll definitely seal things, but I suppose proof's in the pudding when it's there. So next thing for us to do is take a few things out of the boot, because I'm currently using it as a little bit of storage, because my garage, as you'll see in another video, I'm converting into a gym and the floor has been painted, so I've got no space for anything in there. Yeah, I need to move a few things, take these bits off, and then go through the process of taking the rear lights off, which I do believe you'll be able to see how to do in a previous video where I took off the rear bumper. So I won't go too in depth in how to take them off, but we'll have a little look at the same time, won't we? Let's get to it. Give you a little snapshot into here. So what I've done is there is two little plastic connectors. Open this up. What I've already done is removed, oh, let's pull that out. I've removed this. Basically, it's clipped in on the back. So you press that tab down. In fact, if I turn, oh no, I can't do that with ultra wide lens. Let me just change the lens size back to normal, and I will turn the light on for you. Cool. So you press that tab there down, and that will bring that out. And then this is nice and easily removed. The reason why, I suppose you don't have to take the bulbs out. You could just unclip this bit. But the reason why I have done so is, I'm going to turn this light off again so I can put it back to 0.6, because you can see more there. The reason why I've done so is it just makes it a little easier for me. Plus, now that the bulbs are out, if I need to replace any bulbs in the ones that I've got, because I don't know if they work, I can do so. You'll be able to hear my daughter laughing in the background. The other one's watching, oh, I like Aristocats, which I'm not going to lie, if you've seen that, yeah, I think it was the 1980s, late 1980s that came out. I remember watching that as a kid. I liked it, and she seems to be watching the more classic Disney TV shows at the moment, which I'm happy with. They were funny to watch. Oh, and I should have mentioned what I'm going to remove. These are these studs. So there's one here, one at the top, and one over there. Going to take those studs out, and they're just like little captive nuts that sit on them. So take them out, and then I'll be able to pull the light away, put the new light in place once I've reattached a new gasket to it. But I'll show you that in a second. All right, now I've unbolted the little captive nuts. It was a 8mm ratchet that I had to use. I used one of the slightly longer ones to get over the fact that the screw heads stick out a little further. So now that these have been unscrewed, I should be able to give these a gentle push, or maybe a bit more of a firmer push. That's a little love tap just there. And as I take that out, okay, sorted. So one light out, and you can see on the back that it's got a gasket on it. To be fair to the gasket, it's actually not in that bad a condition, but I've already got some replacement ones. So if I take my new light, and then I've got my new gasket, which it's already got pre-made holes into it. So let's pop that over that one, that over that one, and that over there. Get that connector out of the way. So this sits on here, and then as you can see, I'll bring it close to the camera, you can see that it's sort of lined up around here to cover it all off. And then all we've got to do is the exact reverse of taking the other one out and putting this one in. Line up the holes with what I've got before, which is what I've just done now. And that is how it's going to sit. And then all I need to do is go through and put the captive nuts on the back of it and tighten it all into place. So what I'm going to do now is, as I just said, put the captive nuts on, tighten it all up into place, plug it in, and then just make sure that it works, because if I need any replacement bulbs, I can quickly take them out of this one that I've got here. And yeah, then I've just got to repeat the process for the other side. And boom, installed. I haven't tested it yet, but yeah, it still needs, I need to give it another clean. I like the way it looks. I know it's a little bit well, late 90s, early 90s boy racerish. Well, that's the whole point, because why the hell not? However, if I close this, there we go. It's all in there. The annoying thing about it is this line matches through to this line. This is all level here, but then this bit comes in a little bit too much. I'm going to see if I can give it a little bit of relief so that it's not pressed in so firmly, because I don't think I need to press it in so firmly. However, it's exactly the same on here. There's like an audible, if I put my thumb close to there, you can hear like the drop. I suppose it's more aggressive on that side there because I've just been messing around with it, but yeah, the fitment of these is not amazing, but what do you expect? It is a MG Rover product, which I'm not bad mouthing them. I just think it's the British way. There's a little bit of fettling and a little bit of shimming, and it doesn't matter whether you buy a cheap old Rover or a incredibly expensive McLaren, you will find that a lot of the guys building these cars are just sort of like winging it and putting it together however they think will make it work, which is probably the reason why a lot of these companies don't exist anymore. Hey, I never heard of quality control until 2006. Still, I'm going to plug it in now and reconnect the battery, and then just like turn the electrics on, check to see if a few bits are working. Hopefully they are. I won't be able to see if the brake lights are working, but I'll be able to test the other ones, and I might as well bring you guys along for the ride. So give me 2 minutes while I plug this in and plug that in, then I'll pop the camera back on and you can watch me test this bit out. Right, everything's all plugged in. I've plugged in the battery, so let's close the boot because it looks prettier with the boot closed, and then you can see my lovely light at the top here. Just going to get in the car, let's get it all started and give it a go. In fact, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm just going to close the bonnet because it is a little noisy with the bonnet open. Not closed properly, but I'm not driving anywhere, am I? You'll have to forgive the sniffles. Got a little bit of a runny nose, the joys of having children. Right, key in the ignition. Let's turn that on. Right, we'll turn the fan off for now. Just going to turn the radio down before I start the car. Oh no, it's asking to set up because I've had the power off. Right. Hazards. Lights on. Might as well put the front and the rear fog on. I can't, I'll tell you what, let me just squeeze my foot on the brake. Hopefully you guys will be able to see the brake light coming on and off. And let me come out because I want to have a look. I do love the sound of this car. Well, this side's definitely working. Oh, indicators on. That will be my brake light, or is that my fog light? That might be my fog light. I take it that must be my brake light, and that must be my normal reds. Let me turn that light off so I know, because I'm not too sure actually. So if I turn these bad boys off, turn the hazards off as well, which light stays on? Yeah, that one was my fog light, and that's just my normal rear light. So hopefully when I was putting my foot on the brake pedal, that bad boy was coming on. I tell you what I need to do as well. Let me just put the car into reverse, because we might as well check if reverse works. On the clutch into reverse, you'll hear it beep. Yeah, that's from those parking sensors that I had installed. So if I do that and I put my foot on there, we should be able to see, all right, I'm out of reverse, back into reverse, beep, brakes on, take the brake off, out of reverse. Cool, engine off. Oh yeah, beeping away because I've left the bloody lights on. Which is nice to know that it does that. Cool. I just need to review the video now to make sure that that one works alongside with this one here. And as long as it does work, I don't need to swap any of the bulbs around. I will keep the old ones obviously for the light that I've taken out, which is currently residing in here. As long as it's all good, I'll tighten all of that stuff back up and then swap out this one. So let me check it out. So in a second, you'll either see me having installed the other one or investigating why there's a problem. Let's get to it. And I'm back with a child. That sounded weird. So as you may have seen from the previous clip, the reversing light doesn't work. So what I've got to do, or what I've currently done, is I've just grabbed a little bit of electrical contact cleaner and sprayed that onto the light bulb holder, because the bulb itself is actually fine, but it does have some corrosion on it. So I'm going to see if that cleaner fixes it, basically. Just waiting for it to dry. But while I'm waiting for it to dry, we've unplugged the battery, haven't we? Excellent. We've got ourselves our 8mm ratchet. Here you go. And all we've got to do now is take off the back of this one. We're going to remove this light, and we're going to install that new light just there, aren't we? Yeah. Priya's decided, because she's bored, she's going to give me a little bit of assistance. She's got her Elsa shoes on. So we've got the Frost Magic, and very pretty dress as well.
It means the frost makes it more like the smell can dry it up where the Elsa shoes.
Yeah, because the contact cleaner, it's got a smell to it, hasn't it? Has it got a nice smell?
Yeah. So the shoes make it all off dry enough. That's what my shoes do. They're
going to make it dry quicker. Cool. Right.
And it makes it all decision.
All decisions. We're going to get on and get this bit sorted. You'll see that.
To Uncle Julian.
And then I'm going to my brother's house afterwards, so Uncle Julian's. Right.
And Albert's my cousin.
And we're going to go see cousin Albert. We'll get this sorted, and I'll see you guys in a second.
That was a nice talk.
Thank you.
Now we're ready, yeah?
Yes, we are ready. Right, so Priya and I have now just installed the second light, which is this one on this side.
I have superpowers, but
and she's got superpowers.
It's only my shoes, but it's only a sensitive, because only our home is like covered off toys. Home's
covered in toys. Right, can you do me a favour, please? Are you going to get into the passenger side? Because I'll tell you what, do you want to turn the keys to turn the engine on?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, come with me then. Right, so what we've got to do now is, see this? I've got to plug the battery back in, which we've just done. Yep. Now, I'm going to close the bonnet down because I don't want it open all the way. I'm going to close it like that. You come with me. Right, and what we need to do, open the door. If you'd like to get in for me, please. Right. That's brilliant. Now, you see this? This is the key. Can you reach the key?
Yeah.
Yep, so we twist it one that way, right? And then we need to twist it one more time. So if you twist it again, there you go. So now the power's on. And then we need to wait a second. And then we twist it. There you go. So now the car's running. So now the car's running. I'm going to turn the lights on, which is that one and that one. Press the hazard button. Turn that light on and turn that. That's front fog and that's rear fog. Why did that beep when I press that? Hang on. I have a feeling that these lights are set up in a different way. Come with me a second.
Can we drive your car?
We can do in a minute. So when we come around this side, yeah. So looking at this, it looks like.
Let me.
I think. Do you know what I've done, Priya? There's a plug in the back of this, right? Can you see that one's flashing? There's a plug in the back of this. We need to turn this off. Right, let me turn that off. And then we need to turn the lights off because I forgot to do that. Right, and the hazards. All right, let's turn these switches off. So it looks like on this one, the connector that's on the back, we've plugged it in the wrong way. What you smell is exhaust fumes because it's an old car. Right, so what we need to do now, Priya, is...
It's 5 and 2.
2 and 5. If we open this, we're going to unplug the battery again.
I got lion powers.
You've got lion powers as well. Right, let's unplug that battery. I see that you've got a lot of powers with them shoes. You've got more powers than me, I'll tell you what. Right, let's unplug this clip. Let's flip this around because I have a feeling... Oh, you can't flip this around. I think I'm going to have to mess around with the wiring on this a little bit. Right. It looks like the wiring on this side is potentially different from the wiring on the other, or at least the bulbs are plugged into the wrong section. I'm going to move the bulbs around a little bit and see if we can fix it. I'll be back in a minute. Wait for it. Right, so Priya and I, what we've done is it turns out that all of the lights that were in the back of this were in the wrong order.
All the decision. The better stones have returned, and their oldest brother got be killed by a bad guy, but it was a villain. So they didn't return into their older brother, so they vanished.
And there you have it. Am I all right to continue?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so what Priya and I have done while the camera's off is it turns out that all the lights were in the wrong location. That's why when I was turning on the indicators, the fog light was flashing. So essentially, the only way to deal with this was I took all the lights out the back of these and then turned on the indicator so I could find out which one was the indicator. That should have been the easiest because it's the only amber bulb that's in here. Turned on the fog light to know which one was the fog light. Turned on the brake lights, not brake lights, the rear lights to know which one was the rear lights. And then Priya stood behind and then watched me put my foot on the brake so we knew which one was the brake light. And then she checked to make sure that when I put the car into reverse, it would flag up with the reverse light as well as it beeping. With respects to the one that was on this side, I may have used contact cleaner in order to attempt to clean it up because it was corroded. Unbelievable. However, despite cleaning it, the bulb didn't work, even though it seems to be intact. So I reckon it's corroded beyond belief. So what I've done is I took a bulb out of the light that was on here. However, when I went to remove it, just the bulb part came out and the actual socket bit stayed where it was, or the bayonet section stayed where it was. So I used the other one, put that in here, and it works fine now that I've got it into, when I put it into reverse. So just so that you can see it, I'll turn the car on now and I'll just go through the lights so that you can see which ones are on. And then I suppose we'll wrap up with another successful video with the assistance of one child asleep and one child here helping me. So let's go turn the car on.
Opportunity. And who reversed the stone?
Well, I'll tell you what, can you do me a favour? Right, so what we got to do is we need to turn the car on because we're going to show everybody that these lights work, okay? So we've got the car on. So as it stands at the moment, you'll hear a beep because I'm going to put it into reverse. And then everybody at home is going to see that the reversing light is on. Now what I'm going to do is take it out of reverse, turn the normal lights on, and everybody at home is going to be able to see that the brake light, not brake lights, sorry, the rear lights are on. If I put my foot on the brake, people will see the brake lights are on, so there'll be 3 of them, 1 at the top and 2 on each side, and I'm going to put my foot back on the brake again. Now what I'm going to do is turn the rear fog light on. Now that I've got the rear fog light on, people will see that that's on at the back. And lastly, I'm going to flick the hazards on. So just so that everybody can see everything at once, I'm going to put my foot back on the brake, and then I'm going to put the car into reverse. So now everybody will be able to see the reverse light, which will be at the top next to the indicator, which I'm now turning off. The indicators, which are at the top, which I'm now turning off. I've got the fog lights, which are the ones closest to the boot opening, which I'm now turning off.
Check out my stones.
Okay, and then I've got the brake light, which I'm now taking off. And lastly, turn the lights off. So that, now I'll turn the engine off, is all the lights across the entire car flagging up. And that's everything sorted. So I'd like to take this opportunity now that everybody has spent their time watching me and the kids swap these lights out for these lovely Max Power Classics. I mean, I think that I'm assuming they come off a Mark II MG ZR. However, I really like the way that they look. Here, shall we say goodbye to everybody? So basically, I want to
Bye.
thank everybody for taking the opportunity to watch the video, watch me and the girls.
We also have stones
Yeah.
are completely like...
We've got some stones. I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to tell everybody, if they like the video, to press the like button, don't we?
do you like the video?
Yeah, if you do, please press the like button. That's a thumbs up jobby, isn't it? If you want to see more videos, then you need to press the subscribe button. We'd like some more people to subscribe to see our videos, won't we?
Yeah.
And if you really enjoy it, by all means, please put a comment down, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
Or you do want to see my stones.
Or if you want to see some of Priya's stones, I'm sure we can do a nice little short about a collection of magical stones.
Stone check out, because if you want to, you need to pick up a stone and throw it back and show it to the garage. Bye.
You've heard it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Like I say, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
And then you throw it further.
You throw it further, the stone, so that they go out of the way. Bye-bye.
Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.